the Republican Party National Convention over in Tampa has done some official party business that would require a massive garish ceremony, namely being 1. Nominating Mitt Romney for president, and 2. Establishing a party platform of ideas that the GOP will try and put into law if elected in November. Now, I could look into some of the shots that the party's made about gay marriage, or abortion rights, or Medicare, but this is supposed to be the election about the economy and jobs. So I thought I could try and look into what they have to say about fiscal and monetary policy. The simple answer is that the GOP has found that logic is a job killer, and calls for the inquiry into the establishment of a gold standard or a metallic basis for the US dollar. If you were to take a dollar bill out of your pocket, or Google one since everyone uses credit cards nowadays anyway, you would see the words, "In God We Trust" proudly printed on it. That's because the trust in the dollar's symbolic value as an exchange for a good or a service isn't based on anything tangible here on Earth, i.e. no gold. It's been this way for the past few decades, and not only is the call to base the US dollar on a fixed amount of gold an anachronistic idea, but an ill-timed one as well. Our dollar bills are printed by the US Federal Reserve. That's why the bills actually say Federal Reserve Note on them. The Fed can effectively control the supply of bills into the economy by releasing more or less dollars through open market operations, where they buy government bonds or other debts and assets from banks. You may have heard of the recent quantitative easing as an example of this. By buying these assets, the Fed puts more money, or dollar bills, into the banks that previously held the debts and assets, which in turn can then loan out the money to small businesses, or, college students, which in turn helps stimulate the economy. Spending money somewhere means that somewhere someone is earning money, and that's where the gold standard comes in. By tying the amount of money that the Fed can print to a fixed amount of gold that the government actually holds, the gold standard would put a limit on how much money can be printed and released into the economy. Backers of the plan, like Libertarian Ron Paul of Texas, claim that this would help to curb inflation. This is absolutely true. Unfortunately, our economic problems right now as a country aren't from inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics currently says that the inflation rate is at 1.4%, which is actually below the goal of 2% in a healthy economy. Inflation usually occurs when the economy is booming and people are willing to spend more money on things. Needless to say, this isn't exactly the problem that we're facing right now. Furthermore, the gold standard would be disastrous for the American economy. It would stop the Federal Reserve from any more quantitative easing and severely limit any future monetary policies, which Chairman Ben Bernanke could use in case if the economy doesn't pick up any faster. The price of gold has been extremely volatile in the past few decades, and in the roughly 60 years that America spent under the gold standard, there were 9 financial panics. It would destroy the already shaky confidence in the market and would essentially shut down any lending done by banks. In short, the gold standard right now would be like sending the American economy into a fistfight with handcuffs on. The GOP National Convention might have filled enough balloons to lift the entire west coast of Florida into the sky, but adopting a platform that seeks a metallic basis for currency would sink the economy with an anchor of gold.